Hey everybody, welcome back to another action figure unboxing and review, Star Wars Black Series edition. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary edition of R2-D2. This is the only R2-D2 I have in the Black Series line, so there won't be a comparison to the previous editions, but I have seen online comparison shots, and this new one is significantly larger than previous versions. This is the scale that fans have been asking for Hasbro for several years now, and now we finally got it. I was lucky enough that I didn't waste time getting previous R2s. Not necessarily wasting time, but because I started collecting this a little later than most people did, so you didn't have much of a choice back then which R2 you wanted. You either took the one the Black Series gave you, or you didn't have an R2. But they weren't in the proper scale with the rest of the figures, so now we got an R2 that is in proper scale. And I believe he and R5-D4 are a similar size now. I don't know if they've done any other droids in this proper scale yet. Maybe some from like maybe Rebels, Chopper from Rebels, I can't remember. I don't know if they did him in a proper scale yet, but R2-D2 and R5-D4 have been done in this proper new scale. But this would be my first R2, my first look at the R2-D2 figure. So I'm happy to finally get him in hand so I can take a look at him. Anyway, let's take a look at the box first. We can see the R2 and C-3PO in the packaging here. R2-D2, Star Wars Return of the Jedi, 40th Anniversary. And it's got the Kenner branding. Kenner is owned by Hasbro now. Of course, Kenner was the one that put out the Star Wars figures originally back in the 70s and early 80s. And then on the back, you have all the other figures that have been released in the 40th Anniversary wave. I've already reviewed Luke and Darth Vader. I had the Emperor's Royal Guard, but I haven't reviewed them yet. I actually got them months before I got the other three, so I hadn't even started doing figure reviews yet when I got the Emperor Royal Guard. So I'll get to him at some point. Didn't get the Rebel Commando because I'm not interested in any of the Rebels except for the named key figures. And then you have all this legalese down here. And there's a little blurb about the 40th anniversary if you want to read that. Alright, let's wreck this nice packaging. And get R2 out of the box. I try to do as little damage as possible so the card will stay sturdy. There, that way if I want to put the figure back in and hang it up on the wall or something, it won't look like it's been ripped open yet. And here's R2 in his tray. He's got a lot of little accessories here. The carpet monster is looking at this video hungrily like the Sarlacc. Just hoping I drop some of this stuff so they can gobble it up. There are lots and lots of little things here. I don't even know what half of them are, just right from the start. I'll have to see if I can figure it out as I'm going along. So here is R2-D2. Nice designed and painted little droid. Classic blue and white with the silver on the dome there, and then the joints and some other parts of his body as well. And of course, he's got his legs or arms or however you want to call them. I think these open. Yep, the doors on the side open. There we go. And you can put all the different little pieces that he comes with in those slots there. I don't think this part probably comes out, does it? He did use these in the movies, mostly to like push buttons and stuff like that. But it doesn't. It looks like they might be able to come out, but I can't get it out. Yeah, if you've been able to get that out, let me know down below. I'm not going to put too much time and effort into it because I don't want to waste video time. And of course, his dome here with all this nice little paint on it. You got the red dot there, his sensor there, and this big, what I guess people would call his eye on the top there, and then more stuff there, and a little green paint there, all blue back here. And of course it pops up, giving you a place to store all of his accessories, which is cool. And there is a third leg down here. There we go. And that pulls out and then snaps into place. So he can get that kind of little rolling going on there. There aren't any actual wheels on the bottom, but if you got a smooth enough surface, you can make it roll on your own. That's cool. I remember the original R2-D2 that I bought, or that I had as a kid. I honestly can't remember if he had a third leg that came out of there. I remember it being hollow. I used to put my pinky in there and use it like a finger puppet. But I can't remember if there was a leg in there and I broke it, or if there never was a leg in there. So I don't know. Honestly can't remember. It's been so long. So yeah, this is a beautiful looking R2. And articulation wise, you're not going to see much with him because, you know, he's not standard like human figure. He doesn't have arms, legs, head, and all that stuff. He's got different parts. But we'll go over what we can. And both of his legs can go all the way around like that. And then he can move these feet part forward and back. No side to side, just forward and back, and no turning. And then the leg that I just had out, I shouldn't have put it away. I should have kept it out. There we go. When you pull it out, you just pull it out all the way, and it'll kind of click into place, and then it won't like move anymore. But yeah, this is, aside from moving in and out when you're taking it out or putting it away, there's no movement there. But it can hinge back and forth just like the feet on the other legs. And it doesn't have a side-to-side movement either. So I'll put that one back for now. And then his only other articulation would be his head, which can just spin around in 360 degrees. And he's got this as well, and he can still spin around 360 when this is extended. So that's kind of cool. Get back in there. Oh yeah, that's another thing. He has to be in a specific position in order to close this. So if you like turn it, it won't go back in. You got to line it up correctly, and then it goes back in like that. Let's get this open again. I guess you could call this articulation if you want. It's a hinge. Oh man, they didn't make this easy to do if you don't have long nails. For frack's sake. Come on, open up. I don't know if it's just because it's really stiff in there, or I'm just not getting a hold of it very easily. There we go. Ugh, that was frustrating. Alright. With the door open, let's go over the accessories. First one we'll take a look at is this. And I'm not going to name these because I have no idea. I will give you the basic function if I recognize it, but I don't have any idea what their names are. This is the device I believe he uses whenever he plugs into another data port or computer outlet or something. The thing that he plugs in and then spins around, like the one that he used to stop the trash compactor and the Death Star, as well as open doors and Bespin. And he accidentally stuck this in no woe than this one. It was more of a spiky one. But yeah, anyway, this is the one that he probably uses this one most. We see in the movies him using this one the most. It has the most utility. It's how he communicates with other computers and robots that don't have a language, like a spoken language. All right. Okay, this one I do recognize. This is his periscope. We saw this most famously in Empire Strikes Back when he lands in the swamp in Dagobah. And this pops up out of the water, trying to find out where to go. And Luke's like, R2, that way. One of these must come out. Okay, wait, I think this one does. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that pops out of his head there. And then you can stick his periscope up there, like that. So that one goes up on top of the head, not in the sides area there. Let's see if I can get this one open. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. I'll just take out other ones and to display. Alright, this is his little radar dish. I believe he had this one in use in Empire Strikes Back on Hoth when he was trying to find Luke. When Luke was lost out in the snow, and that goes in the same spot as the periscope. And it's in the movie it spins around, but if you do that here, you'll just twist it out of the socket, so you can just leave it like that. Alright, moving on. He has this device here, and this is the one in Empire that he stuck into the electrical outlet because it was a different shape than the standard computer terminals. And C-3PO said, here you go, R2's use this one to open the door, and he stuck it in there and he got electrocuted. And then he started cursing in droid language at 3PO, and 3PO was like, don't blame me, I'm an interpreter, I don't know the difference between an electrical socket and a computer terminal. So let's stick that one there. And I got that one. Now I could be completely wrong. It's been a while since I've watched the movie. And that might actually be like a grappling hook instead of the thing that I think it is. I could be wrong. Alright, next we have this gripper, this grabbing hand. And again, in Empire Strikes Back, I think he used most of his little gadgets in Empire. Like the majority of them he used in Empire. This is a little gadget. He used this when Yoda had Luke's lamp in his hand. He used this to grab the lamp, and then Yoda and he were having a tug of war with the lamp, and Yoda started hitting him with a stick, saying, mine, mine, mine. And Luke was like, just let him have it, R2. So yeah, he's got that as well. And then lastly, he has this, which is a little like flamethrower, or like a welding torch, more like, yeah, that's what I would consider it more like. Again, I believe he used this in Empire when he was trying to repair C-3PO, putting back together. He was zapping him around with this. I think he used this in another movie as well. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, and I think he used this one to shock Salacious Crumb on Jabba's barge when he was attacking C-3PO. It might have been this one as well. So this is like an electrical zap, cattle prod type thing. Going back to this one, I cannot for the life of me remember when he used this. I'm thinking it was Empire. He might have used it in the prequels. But there you go. And then, of course, you have 3 slots on this side as well. So you could put like 2 over here and 2 over here, and then this one on top. But you're going to be left with 1 left over because you can't put 2 on the top. He only has 1 open space on the top here. Let's take that out now. Let's put this back. You got to be careful with your R2. He does have a lot of very small, easily lost pieces. All right, let's go for the storage now, because you can store all these devices. Pretty sure you can anyway. Let's see here. I don't know if they have specific spaces or... Okay, that one feels like it fits there. There we go. Some of them click in when you push them into the thing, into his spot there. Yeah, you can feel them like snap in, kinda, if you get them in right. Yeah. These are kind of fiddly though, I will say that. But this is still cool that you get a storage spot. Like, this is like a classified style right here. R2-D2 using the classified, store all your gear. This one, I don't know. Can you store this one in here? Oh yeah, I guess you can. There we go. Yep, there we go. They all store inside R2. And now you don't have to put anything back. You always have it out when you need it. Alright. And just to let you see the size differential, because I don't have a R2 to compare them to, I can put them next to C-3PO though. And then you can see what they look like side by side. And there you have, you can see the difference there. I believe the original one came down kind of more towards 3PO's crotch, while this one comes up to his like mid-torso. So that's kind of cool. And you can have 3PO set his arm on R2's head, just like you see in some of the promotional images. You got Goldenrod and Rust Bucket. And there you have the R2-D2 Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary review. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned Friday when I take a look at Luke Skywalker and X-Wing pilot gear. And be sure to go to my community tab and vote on the poll for what I'm going to review next week. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.